So my name is Roy Jantzen, and I live currently in Whitehorse, Yukon, which is considered in the north of Canada. What I love about it is there's nothing from my house that's more than 12 minutes away. That means hiking trails, which are really literally right out my back door, probably somewhere close to 100 kilometers of hiking trails. And since my hobbies and interests include snowshoeing and cross-country skiing and running and hiking, having that close to my place is fantastic.
Thinking about climate change, how do you imagine your family's, your community's future will be affected? Like, what do you think about when you think about those changes?
Well, I have two boys that are now 22 and 20. And I think maybe had you asked me the question 10 or 12 years ago, my very first thought would have been towards my kids. But these days, I'm almost looking beyond the boys, and I look at species, and endangered species, and species that are close to extinction, and difference in migration of species. A worry of mine is birds migrating north and not having the insects there, because the insects have already been there and gone by the time the birds arrive. And that's certainly a worry.
So could you describe some of your emotional responses to climate change? Do you think about those things?
Yeah. I think the emotional response certainly connects to family first, and it connects to what my boys are going to have to deal with when they are older, and my age, because there'll be some big changes in the next 20 years. I'm convinced of that, because I think we've already seen a lot of big changes in the last 20 years. And I think those changes will even be more magnified. And that's a time when my boys are just about my age right now. And I think that doesn't, that to me really makes it hit home. I think what I want to see is more empowerment of local communities, more connection with the natural world, more ways of seeing the interactions between our lives, our personal lives, and what's happening out and around us. Yeah, I think those are sort of key pieces. And they come with education, and I also believe that our society is more educated than ever before. And so it makes sense to me that as time goes on, I think that will continue. And in that, I think more people will become more aware of what their personal choices, how that will affect the greater community.